What's up, everybody? PJ Braun here, president of Blackstone Labs and Prime Nutrition, and I am here again for the Badass Workout of the Week, sponsored by Muscle and Fitness, and this is workout number 5. So I've gone through the whole body, decided to put bis and tris together for one crazy arm pump, and this one is going to have a lot of volume in a very short amount of time. I think you guys are going to really love this. This is the kind of workout that just really engorges your arms to the point where you can't even move them anymore. So arms, let's get into it right now. Okay guys, whenever I do arms, I always do tris and bis together. I don't split the days up, and I always start with triceps. I love cables for triceps. I prefer more dumbbells for biceps, but I start, no matter what kind of giant set protocol I'm doing, I actually always start out with the rope. It's the best way to warm up the joint, get the blood flowing in the elbow. I actually don't lock out the first few sets. And what I do is, you'll see I'm right here on the bottom, and I start with the lowest weight possible, and I do a set of 30. Then I take the pin out, and I put it up one notch, and I do 15 reps. And then I keep on repeating that until I cannot complete 15 anymore. So sometimes it's like 8 sets, 9 sets, depending on how much gas I have in the tank that day. But it's a lot of sets and reps in a very, very short amount of time, and you get a really good burn, and you're thoroughly warmed up after that. So we can get into it right now. One of the coolest things about the rope is that you can keep changing the range of motion and kind of stimulating where you're feeling the force. So sometimes I'll keep my elbows forward, and you feel it in the long head all the way up into your armpit, and then I'll flare my elbows all the way out like this. And here you'll feel it in the medial head, or that little piece that pops out on the outside. But ideally you want to spend most of your time with your elbows against your body like this. So I barely got 15 now. We'll see if I can get a little aggressive with this one. So that's all I got. So we wound up doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets. 7 of which were of 15. The first one was of 30, and then I think we got about 8 or 9 there on the last one. So a lot was accomplished, and I already have a thorough pump going on. Now we're gonna get into some giant sets. Okay guys, so I really love all of the various cable exercises that you can get into for your triceps. And one of my favorites is the underhand pushdown. Now, when you do the underhand pushdown, you're gonna want to keep your elbows pinched close to your body. You can really feel this one in the long head, which is that piece all the way in the back of your arm, or the part that kind of, like women say, jiggles as they get older when they wave. So what's cool about the underhand attachment is the range of motion is completely different. Now, I love to just put things together that, although we're stimulating the same muscle, are gonna hit them from 2 completely different angles. So this is a really unique exercise that I do with the V-bar grip that hits the outside, like through the short and medial head. So just totally changing the stress. And you're gonna really exaggerate flaring your elbows out on this one. So it's the complete opposite as the exercise before. First exercise, elbows in, this one, elbows out. And then finally, we finish it off with another unique exercise. This is a dip machine, but done backwards. Now I find when you lean into it like this, it mimics the feeling you get on a close grip bench press, but it's a lot safer on the shoulder joints than a close grip bench press. Listen, if you're in amazing shape and you have strong triceps, you can do actual dips for these as well. But I like to do the actual dip machine. And finally, I come over and good old faithful, everybody knows how to do a regular overhand push down. I'm using the cambered bar just because I already had that attachment on. You can use a regular straight bar, and this is the one that you're going to be the strongest on, and so you're going to want to go the heaviest and really just go all out on these. All right, my favorite finishing exercise for the triceps, I do this one almost every time. You're going to go with a single arm underhand push down, but you're starting up from the middle of your pecs, okay? Like, it's basically considered the opposite of a hammer curl. And again, this one's gonna really stimulate the long head a lot, but we've already fatigued the triceps so much that you're really hitting everything. And by doing it from the middle of your chest across your body like this, you're increasing the range of motion. So what I do is I pick a weight that I can go to failure with between 15 and 20 reps. On this particular day, I believe that I was just hitting 15 regardless. And I go through with no breaks, arm to arm, 3 times, sometimes 4. And on the last set, the third set, or like I said, sometimes the fourth set, I go just all out failure and let the form get lax at the end, because this is when you're really finishing it out. And sometimes it'll be 25 reps, sometimes 26, 27, but this is your complete finishing isolation move. All right, guys, I threw this in for the video because I really wanted you guys to try this exercise out. You would pretty much do this one or the underhand move that you just saw. In this case, I kind of did half of half. So this is a neutral grip single arm push down, and this is basically a one-arm version of the rope push down that we started with. So you're ending with the same exercise in essence that you started with, but you're isolating each side. And I love getting into unilateral exercises. I've discussed that in all the videos. And you can play around with your arm positioning with this one. You can lift it up higher across your body, or you can stay low where I am now. But again, this is a great isolated finishing exercise. So when I get to biceps, even though I'm warmed up thoroughly in my tris, I still feel that biceps tendon needs its own warm-up. So what I do is some form of cable exercise to get the blood flowing first, and it's a very thorough warm-up. So what I'm gonna do is a single arm cable curl, and I'm gonna do sets of 15, and I'm gonna go straight through for 4 sets. No breaks. So I have unfortunately torn both of my biceps. This one I had reconstructive surgery on. You can see the big scar here. This one happened later in my career, and I opted to not get surgery because it was only a partial tear. You can see I never had it reattached. So I try to be really, really smart with keeping those tendons warmed up to prevent any farther injuries. What I'm gonna do now is an alternating dumbbell curl, and I'm gonna do a set of 10, but here's the thing. I'm gonna start out with my heaviest weight first and do a continuous descending drop set where I keep going down in weight with no breaks. So by going down, you give yourself the opportunity to be able to prolong that time under tension, where if I was going up in weight, of course, I wouldn't be able to get as many repetitions. My favorite bicep exercise, the incline curl. I actually can't do them the way that I really want to because of my shoulder injury. So I have to kind of slouch in the chair a little bit. But one thing I like to do is play around with the actual incline. So you can actually move the bench up and down to change the stretch and the stress on your bicep. But I'll often start with this with a very strict form, really concentrating on squeezing the biceps, and then just to really finish them out, go into a barbell 21. And for those of you that have never done a 21 before, it is 7 of the bottom half, 7 of the top half of the rep, and then 7 full reps, of course. 7 times 3 is 21, hence the name. Great, great high rep exercise to really burn the biceps out. One arm hanging dumbbell curls, you've got to do these slow and really concentrate on squeezing the bicep up. If you yank too much with your shoulder, you're not gonna get the same squeeze on the muscle. I often call these Arnold curls because Schwarzenegger used to do these all the time, but I go until failure and then I go right back to the other arm. So you're gonna have to play around with the weights here because it's going to be tricky to use much weight without getting your shoulder involved too much. So opt for a lighter weight and really squeeze the muscle up. So I'm going to do 2 variations of a cable curl, 2 different styles. This is what I'm going to finish my workout with. And there's not going to be any weird drop sets or anything like that, but the form is very, very important when you're doing these. So I'm going to do a close grip. And when I mean close, all the way in like this. And I'm gonna keep my elbows in front of me. You guys probably have seen that famous Arnold Schwarzenegger picture where he's got the arm blaster on. Well, this is, you're doing the arm blaster without actually wearing it. So you're gonna keep your elbows in front like this, okay? I'm gonna perform a set like that, catch my breath. Then I'm gonna take it all the way wide. I'm gonna keep my chest up, arch of my spine, military posture. And I'm gonna do what's called a drag curl, dragging the bar directly across my body, okay? So you're gonna be totally stimulating the muscle in completely different ways, and you're gonna get a lot of blood. It's a great way to finish. I actually didn't even do my favorite exercise for biceps today, which is a preacher curl. But the point of these workouts is to get as much blood going and the volume and to move things around as fast as possible. That particular exercise, the way that I would be doing it, would take a little bit too much time. So for this one, it's gonna be 4 sets. I'm gonna do the close, rest, go wide, rest, back close, and then back wide. That's it, that's a wrap. We've completed a lot today. The sets and reps for these are, you wanna shoot for that failure between 15 and 20. So. Okay guys, I just finished badass workout of the week number 5, which was arms. I'm completely gassed. I can't even move my arms really anymore. I also did this one fasted because it's Saturday morning, so try that one out guys and see how it feels. There's nothing wrong with doing fasted workouts. They're harder. You're gonna burn a lot of calories and you're gonna feel good and it'll stimulate your appetite for the rest of the day. That's just a little extra tip for you, not something that I do all the time. So we've completed the whole body now. I would love it if you guys gave us some suggestions on what else you want to see. If not, I will just get super creative for the last 3 workouts. Thank you so much to Muscle and Fitness for giving me this opportunity to show you guys how to do a badass workout in less than 45 minutes. This one was like 43 or 42. So we're keeping with that 45-minute protocol. Thanks so much, guys.